Oh god, this is the 5th attempt of doing this. Seriously, this is the 5th attempt of doing this video and I'm sick of my life. But welcome! Welcome everyone to my 5th attempt of doing this video. I'm literally getting fed up now, but this is going to be the one. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about a fragrance that comes from the Paris house, the French house of Cleef and Arpels. Fantastic perfume house, but they also delve into a lot of jewelry. Very, very nice house. And this is a fragrance that is actually a flanker of a fragrance that came out from the company in 1989 called Tsar, which is a green scent. Really good. Can't find it anymore. It's discontinued. And the fragrance that I'm going to show you is actually a flanker to it. This one is also discontinued. Fun, eh? Eau du Tsar. Of course, by Cleef and Arpels. Now, this one came out in 1998, so this one actually came out 9 years later than the original. Now, I love the original. I'm actually wearing this today. Loving the smell of it. It's green, it's woody. There's a nice pine smell in there. It really captivates the outdoors, in my opinion. Just a great scent. And this one is completely different to the original. Now, we're going to go ahead and spray it. I've got the dry down on here. Let's spray it on here. Lovely sprayer. I do love the old kind of like the vintage style spray that this has. It's just excellent. Now it's really nice. It has this kind of like marble finish on the cap, built-in sprayer, frosted glass. We get Eau du Tsar in the middle there, and we get Cleef and Arpels Paris, and we get this really nice emblem underneath, which goes nicely on the bottle. And of course, this bottle is the exact same shape as this, apart from this is just a smaller bottle than this one. Same bottle design, but the smell is very different. Now, why did they bring out a version of this? Why did they bring out a flanker of Tsar? Well, let me tell you. I think the company of Van Cleef were wanting to obviously resell the Tsar name by creating a different fragrance, which captivated the original Tsar, but wanted to give it a bit more of a refreshing character. That's what I would say. This one is still green. It still has some nice greens in there. It's got like vetiver in there. I believe there's even an oak moss note in here. Yeah, there is. There's oak moss. There's some patchouli. But the only note that isn't in here, which the original has, is that pine. A kind of pine smell, which is what I love about the original. So this one is very different to that. This one has, like I said, lighter notes. It has some fruits in there as well to give it a bit of a modern, a much more modern take on the original, I should say. I wasn't able to find a perfumer for this. I don't even know who designed this. If you guys know who designed this, let me know. But this one, I wasn't able to actually find a perfumer. But I actually heard about this fragrance from a fantastic reviewer here on YouTube called Lanier Smith. And I've watched Lanier's videos for years. He's a very, very classy man, and he has an amazing collection. And every single review he does just is elegant. After watching his review for this, I just had to go out and buy a bottle. I really did. So the notes for this, it doesn't have a top, middle, or base. I'm just going to put them on the screen for you now. This is the notes that you get. Now, when I look at the notes breakdown for this, and then I smell it on my hand, it does match. It does match very well. Now, I'm able to get a grapefruit. The grapefruit in this, though, isn't like a zesty grapefruit. It doesn't sting the nostrils. It's very subdued. It kind of has this watery smell to it. It's good. And not to mention there's also mandarin in there as well. Mandarin and, of course, pineapple, which gives this fragrance, again, that whole fruity kind of smell. I'm able to get the fruit notes very, very well, but there is this kind of like, there's this kind of like musk, this kind of animalic, clean, powdery musk that is literally sprinkled on top of the citruses. That it gives you this musk, subdued citrus smell. Now, all I can say about this is it is a very casual, clean, quite a classy scent though at the same time. Light, fruity, woody scent with musk nuances. That's all I have to really say about it. in terms of how it smells. There's lavender in there as well, which is actually fleeting, giving off this powderiness. But the one note in here, which is just, you smell straight away, is sandalwood. So it's a very woody fragrance from the first get-go. The citruses, like I said, are subdued by this musk. But the sandalwood is there to just really keep the fragrance up. You know, it keeps the fragrance, it gives the fragrance body, basically. Sometimes you've got all these notes, like, not to mention the melon, which I haven't mentioned. There is a bit of a melon in there, but when you have just all of these citruses together, sometimes you need a note which is really going to keep them balanced. And the sandalwood is what does that in this fragrance. It gives the fragrance just this, without a doubt, incredibly old school 90s vibe aromatic scent. Without a doubt. When I'm smelling this, I am getting little similarities to all sorts of fragrances that came out in the late 90s just because of that powderiness. You can really tell the difference between fragrances from different generations when you smell them. And the decade of the 90s was brilliant for fragrances, and I really do feel like there was better fragrances in the 90s than this, but I really do feel like this one really did deserve a review here on my channel because, of course, Tsar is a very famous fragrance from Van Cleef. Sad that it's discontinued now. It's going to be sadly missed. But this one is, I think this one is equally just as good. It is a different fragrance. It's probably not as nice, in all fairness, as the original Tsar, but it is still a good fragrance. And if you guys are a collector like me and you like collecting fragrances, this is the type of fragrances that you're going to go for, especially if you're into the older type of scents like me. Now, I'm just checking over the rest of the notes just to see if there's anything I haven't missed off. There's cardamom in here as well, which is a little bit, but again, it's the only thing I really smell out of the fragrance is just a musk, citrus, woody kind of fragrance. That's all I'm really getting. I'm not really getting too much of a spice. Now, when the fragrance is drying down, it gets mossy. It gets more woody. The citruses vanish completely. That melon and that grapefruit, they really do start to go away. And what you're left with is this oak moss. And oak moss, which of course was huge in a lot of 80s powerhouse fragrances, it's in this and you get it. You definitely do get it. It's got this mossy character which just is absolutely divine. So if I had to describe this fragrance for you guys right now before I end this review, I would say that this is a very nice powdery grapefruit scent with nice lavender nuances with a beautiful woody mossy base. That's what I would say this fragrance is. And it gets me about 7 to 8 hours of longevity, which is really good. The musks and the woods in the dry down seem to really last a long time. More so on clothing, but when I wear this, it really is a nice dry down, and yeah, I think I'm really going to be rocking this more in the springtime next year. Although I can really see this being a winter fragrance as well, just because of those mosses in there. I think really might smell really good and last a long time during that season too. But really good fragrance from the House of Van Cleef and Arpels. Shame that they're not making it anymore, and it's a real shame that they're not making this one anymore, because it's just brilliant. It's an absolutely fantastic fragrance. Really good fragrance, this, from the House of Van Cleef. I'm really glad that I've been able to review it on my channel. Feels good. Thank you all so much for watching this review on Eau du Tsar by Van Cleef. Really means a lot. Also got some really good fragrances coming up in the next few days, guys, for review. Fragrances that you guys might have seen, might not have seen for a long time. It's going to be good. Look forward to seeing you in the next video, guys. Take care of yourselves, keep smelling good, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.